My car to the bubbly bit or the roundabout bit in the middle, then I should be able to walk it.
Yeah.
Oh right, that's similar to what I do in merging, isn't it?
Yeah.
How am I going to turn left?
We're going to turn left.
I'll have a go at that.
Yeah, do you think it will help?
Yeah.
I need to practice it.
And at the roundabout, we're going to be turning right.
And we're going to go right to the roundabout.
I can walk from here to there.
Yeah.
Right, oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go from there.
Yeah.
And we're going to turn left.
And left it.
Is that better?
Yeah. Yeah, much better.
So I can wrap you now and I've got my test in a couple of weeks' time.
Okay. So if you put that into practice now, then whenever we come to roundabout, we should be on the right, on the right level to obviously get you through your test. So I'm going to leave it up to you now. I'll keep an eye on you.
I'll give you a couple of questions for you, bang it over to me, yeah?
Okay. So where are we looking when we get to roundabouts?
Everywhere.
Everywhere, yeah.
Yeah.
What will we be looking for?
Any cars that I've got to give way to, or any cars that are giving me help to get onto the roundabout, innit?
Yep, okay. And what's going to be the safe gap for us to be emerging onto the roundabout?
If the cars come up on my right, if I can walk from the giveaway line to the and clear the bubbly bit in the middle, then I should have time to drive it, shouldn't I?
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So if you keep doing that, then I'll hand it back over to you, and then
But you keep an eye on it.
yeah, but I'll keep an eye on it just in case. Okay.
So you've covered the 3 subjects.
Yep.
And you've now got about a 5-minute drive or so back to the test centre. What are you going to do?
Recap everything that we've done.
No? What's going to happen in 2 weeks' time?
Your test.
Right, so what are you going to do for the next 5 or 6 minutes? If you feel that you've done all the work?
Recap.
How about leave me alone?
Leave you alone.
Yeah, why?
Because then obviously it's an independent drive and you'll be ready for your test.
Well, you've got to bear in mind is that on my driving test, the examiner's not going to be telling me
What to do. He's
what
just
to
going
do
to let you
and
get
when
on
to
with
do
it.
Yeah.
Okay. So nothing.
Yeah, just leave me to it. Do you feel that you covered all the 3 subjects?
Yep.
Obviously, if you're still working on the hesitancy and you haven't sorted it, you'll have to carry on working with it, yeah?
Okay.
But if you handle it the way you handle it there, then it will be sorted, won't it?
Yeah.
So if it's sorted, then it's important that it doesn't go into over instruction.
Yeah, okay. Because otherwise you're not picking the right level, are you?
Yeah. So you have actually told me on each of the 3 subjects. You stop looking at them flipping emerges, yeah? so you have told me on those 3 subjects that you're happy I've got it and you're going to pass it back to me. So it's important you don't take it away from me again, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm going to stop on the left. So we're now back in the test centre car park, yeah?
Yeah.
And that's your chance then to get the last lifeline that's available to you. Have you got any questions, Tony?
Have you got any questions, Danny?
No, I feel I've done all right there. I was going a bit slow to begin with, wasn't I?
Yeah.
It was just me being overcautious. But you explained that really well, that if we're going too slow, I didn't realise that I'm going to be annoying everybody. I just thought you were going to think I was really safe and, give me an apple at the end of the lesson. And then I had a bit of trouble at road position, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah. But you're happy with that, didn't you?
Yep.
So I'm now using those tram lines and I'm looking well ahead, and that really does help, yeah?
Yeah.
Because obviously I don't hit a car head on.
That's good.
And then I was being a bit bit Miss Daisy like in these roundabouts, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I was basically coming up to them and just stopping. I wasn't looking, was I?
No.
But by looking all around them on approach, it really does help, doesn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. You know, I was even finding that people coming to the left were actually probably giving me an opportunity to go. Yeah, so I think I learned quite a bit.
Good.
Yeah, so make sure you give him that opportunity of answering, asking, has he got any questions yet? Because there might be something that he just didn't cover, and that's his opportunity to give you a lifeline.
Okay.
If he hasn't given you a lifeline on the move, but you know, don't shut it down until you ask he's got any questions, yeah?
Okay.
It's got to, you know, it's going to go one of three ways, yeah? You've explained everything well enough. He's going to have no questions.
Okay.
There was just maybe a point or two that he didn't quite cover that he may well give you a chance to cover now.
Okay.
Yeah. And that could be the one that gets you a 4 and a kick around the car park, yeah? Or he might have no questions for the simple reason is that he didn't learn anything and the list would be so long there's not much point of going into it, yeah? So he's going to be going upstairs and...
Giving you a 3.
Yeah, only 2, yeah? But if you don't ask at the end, then you don't get the opportunity, yeah?
Okay. Gotcha.
Obviously, you've taken a couple of tests already. Did the examiner say much as he's driving around on either phase?
The first time, yeah, Peter said quite a lot. So, especially on the phase 2, we had the obviously anticipation, whatever we were doing, clearance and
right. So what kind of stuff was he saying? Was it stuff that related to what you were doing?
Yeah, he was saying. When I'm driving along normally and it's raining, how would I know when to stop? What would be the difference in the road surface? And he was saying things like that. And then he would be like, and then we would come to junction. He'd say, "Well, how do I know that it's clear? How can I tell? How do I know? How do I know?" And then we were talking about road position, funny enough, because we were doing that when we were getting quite close to parked cars. And I was saying, "Oh, we're a bit close to this car." "Oh, well, how would I judge it? How would I judge it?" "Well, because you can see them." This is what I really wanted to say. But we can...
Yeah. So why do you think he was saying these things there?
Because I wasn't grasping the fact that that's what was going on.
Yeah, but what's called, you know?
Because he wanted. I think he wanted me to explain.
He's giving you a lifeline, isn't he?
Yeah, he wanted me to explain more. Well, why is it going wrong, and how can I put it right?
Yeah. He's giving you lifelines to enable you to.
And I got there in the end because we stopped. We went, like you said, we went to a quiet road and we stopped next to a parked car. And then I said, "So what do you think the normal distance is?" And he goes, "Oh, well, it should be. You should be able to open your car door." I said, "Right then. So if I open my car door, I'll be able to get out, will I?" And he goes, "Well, no, probably not." So I said, "Do you think it's a bit close then?" And he goes, "Yeah." I said, "Well, then we need to be that distance away." So it's not only me getting out, but it's somebody else getting out of the parked car. He goes, "Yeah, but I can see there's nobody in these cars." I said, "Well, how do you know if there's a child in there that's sitting really low like this?"
But you two are fun to get in.
Yeah.
But you two are fun to get in. Yeah, but you still never told him how to judge it, though, did you?
No.
And if you're redoing it again now, and the problem was my clearance in parked cars, how would you handle it?
Well, so I'd get him over first and say, "This is how far we need to be away from parked cars," and then I could ask him questions of, "Do you know how far away we should?"
Right,
be?
let me just take you down to a road where we can actually do it, yeah?
Okay.
Because stop me alongside the parked car, I mean, okay, that's showing me that I'm too close, yeah?
Yeah.
But it's not really solving the problem, is it?
No.
Yeah? Right, so let's just say we're doing clearance today, yeah?
Yep.
Now we go straight.
We're going to go straight on then, please.
And Adam, we're going to turn left at the end, please.
Left at the end of the road then, please, Danny.
And we're going to turn right at the roundabout.
Right to the roundabout then, please. It's just can't make it mind. It's like April, isn't it? April showers.
Yeah. April was quite good this year, wasn't it? We had 2 weeks of good sun, didn't we? Now we're going to take the second on the left, this being the first.
Okay, so we're going to take the next road on the left then.
So obviously if they're going to skim parked cars, they're going to skim it on approach and then move at the last minute to miss the door earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Okay.
So obviously you need to kind of stop him. Yeah?
Yep.
And I would say stop him before he reaches a car. Yeah?
Okay, yep.
And we've got a car coming up behind us, so we'll just leave it for a minute. We'll try the next road. And then we take the next turning to the left.
We're going to take the next road on the left.
And we're going to turn right.
We're going to turn right.
So obviously you're going to need to talk me into position. You've got that silver car down there on the left, yeah?
Yep. Okay.
Go on, start talking me into position.
So, how are we going to go through these?
Come on.
Park car.
Steer towards you.
So steer towards the middle of the road.
Yeah. Steer.
Steer towards me. Straight up.
Yeah.
Okay, and we want to be roughly
Stop.
in the middle of the road.
Stop.
Stop.
Stop. Get me to stop.
Stop.
Right, so what's the distance I should be from these parked cars? Ask me.
What's the distance you should be away from?
Oh,
the
metre.
park cars? Metre. Okay.
Yeah?
Yep.
Well, obviously I know that, but I'm not judging it properly, yeah?
Yep.
And what's the consequences of not being a metre from the parked cars?
Somebody could open their car
No,
door.
ask me.
What's the consequences of not being a metre away from them?
I'm not too sure about that one.
Okay. What do you think could happen then?
Well, I suppose I could hit his door mirror, couldn't I?
Yeah, that's one. What about if somebody's in the car?
Oh, they might open the door, wouldn't
Yeah, and then we're going to hit the car door.
they? Yeah.
Yeah.
So right now, you've now stopped me here to give me a reference point to judge it, yeah?
Yep.
So how are you going to deal with this reference point? I'm just trying to find out what your knowledge is.
Okay. So as we're looking down the road then, how do
Yeah.
you think we want to be passing?
No, so I'm asking you. I just want to check.
Well, obviously we want to be just far enough away from it. So obviously you're thinking that you want to be a metre away. So our normal driving position, but in the middle of the road.
Yeah, that's about as good as a chocolate fire car to a lady driver, isn't it? Yeah? Right, look at the outer wheel of that car.
Yep.
Yeah? Where does that cut into the car? Ask me.
Look at the outer wheel of that car and
Yeah.
where does it cut into our car?
Oh, by that bobbly bit there, yeah?
By that bobbly bit.
Yeah?
Yep.
Now, if I drive forward now without turning the wheel and stop alongside that car, that's a metre, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah? So, without you getting that reference point, there's no good you saying to me, the bit I've stopped you in here, Tony, that's a metre away.
Okay.
Now get on and start doing it, yeah? I need help,
Okay.
yeah? And as you know from other subjects, reference points are very helpful, aren't they?
Yep.
Yeah? So that's why he was playing you up when you pulled him up alongside the car, yeah?
Okay.
I mean, okay, you probably opened the door and you probably thought, well, it's a good start, yeah? At least you've shown me that you can't open the door, so I'm too close. But you need to tell him how you can solve it,
Okay.
yeah? That make sense?
Yep.
Yeah?
Completely. Yeah.
So, you know, you can go back at me now and say to me, you know, how am I judging, you know, what's my position from parked cars meant to be?
So what's your position for parked cars meant to be?
Oh, a metre.
Okay. How can you judge it?
Oh, I'm using that reference point you gave me.
That's it.
And what's the
What happens if we don't do it?
consequence?
What happens if we're less than a metre away?
Oh, I could take somebody open the door and probably hit it, wouldn't I?
Yep.
So I must never ever go closer than a metre to a parked car, yeah?
If we can get away with not being a metre, you know, that far enough away, then yes. Unfortunately, some situations are where the road is slightly smaller that we've got to be a bit closer than we normally would, but for that reason you would take it. You'd probably go down the road a bit slower.
And what other situations would there be then?
Well, obviously, parked cars on either side, the road being particularly narrow.
Yeah, there could be other situations, couldn't there, where I'd be actually forced to use.
Somebody coming towards us.
I could be in slow moving traffic.
Yep.
Yeah. So if I have to go through a gap and I can't allow a meter from to the parked car, what's it important I do?
Go really slow.
Yeah, less space, less speed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's very important you don't give a blanket instruction.
Okay.
And just say never ever go closer to a meter to a parked car. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he will then
Go away and never get me.
well, no, he'll make a turn then and take you down a road where he knows that he's not going to be able to a chance to give a meter, and he's probably going to say to you, "Oh, I'll have to reverse back here now, yeah, I can't get through there, yeah." In the same way, if you're doing meeting, and you're doing the holdback position, and you know a lot of PDIs say, "Oh, hold out just left to centre, yeah."
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean left to centre might be okay for that road, and he may well push you on that. And he may say, "So I always hold back left to centre," and some PDIs might fall in the trap and say, "Yeah, always hold back left to centre," but that's not right.
No.
That's a blanket instruction there. There would be occasions where if I hold back left to centre, I'm blocking the whole road.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I stay out as far as I can without causing any inconvenience to other road users, yeah?
Mhm.
I mean, there may be occasions where they're holding back, I would practically be in a park position because the road might be that narrow. Or there could be a great big vehicle coming through, yeah? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, you know, if you're going to give an instruction, then make sure you back it up with, you may have, similar to the cutting in the right-hand corner. You know, you cut the corner there, Tony, what's the consequence, blah, blah, blah. Right, I'm going to give you a reference point on the next one. Now this is your reference point so you don't cut the right-hand corner. We always add afterwards, there is occasions where you may have to cut a right-hand corner. And that's if you've got a car parked very close to the corner. But obviously you must make sure that the road that you're going to turn into is very is clear for you to turn into before you do it, yeah?
Yeah.
So if you didn't mention that, then he would probably chuck it back at you and say, "So I never ever cut a right-hand corner, yeah?"
Mm-hmm.
And you're just giving yourself more work to do, aren't you? But if you mention it at the same time as you talk about, you know, it's bad practice to cut a corner and you shouldn't cut a corner, there will be occasions where you have to cut the corner because you can only use the available width of the road.
Yeah. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, complete sense. Yeah.
Yeah? Right, we'll get that relaxed.